We hope this knowledge sees you well for your coming adventures in the world of Flesh and Blood.
I think I'm getting to Flesh and Blood. Hey guys, name is Ian. First, this is gonna be my first channel into the journey to learn Flesh and Blood. I've been a very competitive TCG player such as Yu-Gi-Oh! And right now, I've been really looking into other card games, and so far the one that really caught my attention was Flesh and Blood. I was at my local game store one day, and I was like, you know what, I would like to get into another card game. And I looked around and I saw literally a big poster of Flesh and Blood, and I figured, okay, maybe I'll try to learn this new game. So I decided to look into online, channels on YouTube just to see how to play the game. I've been doing some research and all that stuff, and I was kind of interested in the gameplay. I figured, alright, what's the first thing to do when I'm like trying out a new game? Is basically just getting few sets of decks, maybe like something for a beginner to learn. And my first deck that I literally got was the classic battles, and I was told that this is a pretty good beginner start, if because I couldn't find any other like one of those, I guess you could say, first structure decks or like those blitz decks before. So I got myself one of the classic battles that had like Rhinar and Dorinthia, and I figured, okay, I'll learn with those two heroes. And so what I did is I came home, opened up the packs, I looked online how to play, do a little like test hands here and there, and I figured, okay, what's another best thing to learn this game is like get a couple of friends of mine to try it. I kind of convinced a couple of my friends to try this game, and so far they're also liking it too. And again, they're from a Yu-Gi-Oh background such as I, so when we sat back down together, tried to learn the rules, looked online as well, I let him basically borrow one of my cards, try to play the game, and we actually had a lot of fun. There was a lot more interaction, a lot more strategizing between what to play and what to play and how to play cards around. But again, we were still fairly new, so we're still learning some of the ins and outs and some of the strategies, and even on how to like basically some card interactions. I was really interested in it. It's like, you know what, I'll probably look into other game stores around here in, where I'm living at, just to feel the community. And boy, I actually had a lot of fun trying to at least chat up with a couple guys, meet new friends, and play the game. Now, the funny thing is that with a structured deck, I know most structured decks, most beginner decks, don't come with all the cards, all the equipments, and all the weapons that you would need that would be considered competitive. But I figured, hey, I hear that even with the beginner decks, which is I think Blitz, a format called Blitz, it would still be able to play. And I wasn't really just going there to win, I just wanted to have fun with the deck. And so when I played, it was very interesting. I did learn a lot. Learn a bit more of how the combat chain works, and how basically there's some things that I would have to wait in terms of what they say priority and all that stuff. For someone that I understand, that been playing like say Yu-Gi-Oh, I understand how priorities kind of go, and there were some things I could transition from that card game to Flesh and Blood, which kind of made it a little easier for me to understand some of the interactions too. That being said, I got my ass whooped. It was like a 4 games, and I literally didn't win any of them. I zeroed out, no wins at all. But hey, it was a fun experience. I was able to at least learn how to to play some people, some games, meet some new people, meet some new friends along the way, and I even bought a couple cards. I went to TCG Player and just bought a lot of cards, and what I'm meaning about that, I decided to stick to one hero, and that is Rhinar. I like how his gameplay is. It's very savage, a lot of risk involved, and I like risk because it allows me to get that little endorphin signals in my brain, but a lot of high risk gambling kind of rolls because I have to roll the dice, and it just makes the game a lot more fun for me. For a couple weeks now, I've been actually having fun playing Rhinar in Blitz, especially with my friends. He actually got into the new hero that came out in Uprising called Icelander, and man, playing against Icelander is so annoying. She plays on your turn, she does her damage on your turn, so I had to like manage a lot of the damage coming from the arcane damage from her, which is like the damage I cannot block with my equipment. I would have to have some kind of arcane barrier or some kind of like magic defense from that, while at the same time trying to put pressure by putting damage. And shoot, I had a lot of fun. That was the first interaction with playing against the wizard, and not just any wizard, a wizard that does stun or some form of interruption or some form of like increasing my, you know, or increasing my mana cost and all that stuff. That was crazy. It made me learn a lot more in terms of playing against that kind of characters. And again, that is just one of my friends that got into the game with almost at the same time as I did, and we both are like having a lot more fun with the game, being a bit more competitive now, trying to buy a couple of equipments here and there just to, you know, upgrade our decks. And ever since then, like after a couple weeks, I'm actually kind of interested in like getting a bit more competitive, you know, in this game. Just to instead of just doing it more casually, I'm trying not to get more into the competitive side, which means I do have to invest a lot more stuff in their equipments and whatnot. But hey, look, you gotta do it, right? I mean, even when I was playing in Yu-Gi-Oh, I was just like also investing cards, buying cards to upgrade my deck every single time. So I'm actually gonna take time to do the same thing with Flesh and Blood, and we'll see. For now, I think I'm gonna finish up at least building Rhinar competitively and see how I do in a CC format. And on next video, I'll let you know how that goes, okay? I'll even show you guys a deck profile of my CC Rhinar deck, and comment down below just to let me know if you like how that how my deck profile looks, okay? Until then, see you next time in the next video, alright? Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Now if you would like to support my channel, just hit that like button, click subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you guys can get up to date to my future journal entries in Flesh and Blood.